It's been a very long time. Hi, YouTube. Woo-wee. Oh my goodness. I took a long break from YouTube. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you why, but we're going to talk about the P-Diddy. I took a long break from YouTube because I realized that YouTube is part of the spiritual warfare and the downplay, because YouTube keep you judging, keep you in judgment and judging folks. It really does. It really do. And you may think of it as friendly advice, but actually what's is judgment, right? Anyway, let's talk about the P-Diddy real quick so I can get on home. I had to pull over real quick because I forget what I want to talk about. So I got to get some discussions going on, because I love for everybody to come in with their opinion about P-Diddy. I just love to hear everybody's perspective on it and everything. But we're going to look at it from a spiritual perspective, because he's a perfect example of the 7 deadly sins, you guys. I mean, a perfect example of the 7 deadly sins. I'm telling you, we're going to use it right now. He hitting all 7 of them suckers: lust, gluttony, envy, evil, thoughts, sloth, sloth. Sloth means being lazy in avoidance of your spiritual practice, right? Feeding your soul, because in order to get light, you got to feed light. In order to continue to get dark, you gotta feed the dark. And then when you continue to feed dark with your thoughts, emotions, and your moves, what happens is it manifests dark things in your life, right? It's not necessarily the dark things you're doing, but all you're going to attract is dark things. So that's why I believe in when we die, like they say, heaven or hell. This is my opinion. I believe there's 2 realms: the hell realm and the heaven realm, right? Because there's 7 heavens. Check it. So whatever you vibing with and diving with at the time, or whatever you done fed into, it's what you gonna go into. Okay. Yes. And some people say frequency. That's why Father says very important to mind your thoughts, because they will get you caught. Okay, for real. And I always say, watch the moves that's moving you. Okay, because certain pieces are set up to do that to us, because we're all awakening souls. But right now, a lot of us is walking around unconscious. I'll be unconscious sometimes. And sometimes I'll be unconscious on purpose. Unconscious mean not, practicing your regiment. Everything needs a regiment, right? So anyway, so P. Diddy hits all 7 deadly sins, okay? And I talk to my kids all the time, and I always say, my kids be laughing at me. I don't know why they be laughing at me. I have 5 boys and 1 girl, and I tell them all the time, stop trusting your butt and trust your gut. Stop being seduced and reduce and induce, right? Because we can all be seduced with money, power, just like food. Have y'all noticed about the food on YouTube? Food, sound. People who have a problem with they're using food as a tool now to try to seduce us. All these videos on the way people are eating, the sound, the taste. Then they coming up with all kind of stuff. I seen somebody make a burrito the other day with pinto beans, ground beef, and some type of steak, and all this stuff, and rice, and they just doing anything now to make it sound good, look good. You know what I mean? So they're appealing to the dark forces are appealing to our senses. They're appealing to our senses all the time. It's a fight against us and ourselves, not with outside of ourselves and not with other people. But see, when you're fighting with other people, you're getting distracted, and then you're getting tracked. Tracted means they tracking you. When you start to argue with other people, going back and forth in that entanglement, I call entanglement energy. I call it the staggering energy. Keep you staggering, entangle, right? So you can dangle, right? Because you're going back and forth, whether it's commentary. That's a trick too, because a lot of us do commentary, and a lot of people will go back and forth with people. I'm just using that. And what they don't realize is it's dark. It's dark energy. And all you're going to do is manifest more of dark energy. It's an opener to a door. When you do that, you may be thinking you checking and wrecking and decking somebody, you know what I'm saying, and teeing somebody, you know what I'm saying, and all that. But in reality, if you think about it, I'm telling you now, When you do that, when you find yourself in entanglements and checking folks and decking folks, that's why Father said turn the other cheek. He said turn the other cheek because you're going to be on that frequency of the dark. That's dark. And it leads into other things, right? So P. Diddy, for instance. Now, allegedly, they were saying that after these conquests, or I call them rituals that he was doing, I call them rituals. He was doing sex magic as far as I'm concerned. He just was not enjoying himself. You know, the outside, looking at the outside, folks is like, ooh, what was he doing? Oh my God, da 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 da. But see, that's a distraction. What it is from the spiritual standpoint, my perspective is that that man was doing some rituals, sex rituals, because if your contestants or participants or whatever you want to call it, because they was paid to do it after this ball or whatever you had going on, if it got to the point where they had to get IV drips, come on, what the hell was you doing? I would love to know the inside and out of his life. I wish somebody could get a hold to how he grew up and what the things he went through. Because what are you doing to the point where you need an IV? That is where you need an IV. IV is for medication, electric lights, nutrients, putting fluid back into you. What the hell? They just not playing with the baby oil, honey. It's just not baby oil. Okay? This is just not butt plugs either. All right? To the point where folks have to have an IV. Okay? All right? So I'm looking at that type of energy. With my perspective on P. Diddy, he's a warlock. I don't know who else is catching on to this. He's a warlock. He wars and he locks. Right? Now they didn't lock the war onto him. Okay, time is up. You see what I'm saying? Something in your past will always come back and bite you in your ass, especially when it's super dark. Always. It never fails. So anyway, so let's get back to P. Diddy. So that's my perspective on him. His physical life is in ICU, and so is his spiritual life is in ICU. Everything is in ICU right now. No more Neiman Marcus soaps. No more coconut oil and all that. Eating filet mignon, all that. He gonna have to adjust his palate to that jailhouse rock. Okay? That's gonna be a hell of an adjustment. Him used to sleeping on silk sheets or cotton sheets or, you know, even the fuzzy sheets. All that is done. All that is done. He got one outfit now. He ain't got 1,000 outfits. Ain't no Gucci shoes. None of that. It's none of that going on. He gonna have one outfit from now on. Okay, that may be an orange, red, blue, green, yellow suit. I don't know. All right, but it's amazing. He chose. So one of the other things is he chose the dark. Right, he was seduced by the dark. He was reduced by the dark, and now he's induced by the dark. Inducement means they persuaded him to do something. He did it. P. Diddy basically gambled and scrambled his soul. That's what we mean when you sell your soul. He basically just scrambled and gambled his soul. He chose to win the world, gain the world, and lose his soul. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you have people like P. Diddy, any of the celebrities that's doing what he was doing or is doing it, what happens is Father gives you plenty of opportunities because he still have his hands on folks. Don't get it twisted. Because folks like P. Diddy was a chosen one, believe it or not. He just got caught up in the knot. Okay. All right. You remember when Jesus was in the Bible? Jesus was up on that mountain and the devil was telling him, I can give you this, I can give you that, I can give you this, I can give you that, I can give you this, and I can give you that. All you got to do is just pick one hat, right? Jesus stood on business. Okay. Whether I want to call him a prophet, son of God, whatever, he stood on business, right? He told the devil, go on and flee, B. Go on and flee, B. Bzzz, go on and buzz your ass somewhere else, right? So check this. Everything is repeated. Just like Job. Father's telling us the test we're going to go through. Everybody in once upon a time, or in one lifetime, in this lifetime, you're going to lose it all. Everybody has either one or two downfalls. It's just That's the purpose. Okay, because you have to choose not to lose. See, we have free will, and that free will is going to get a lot of people lost in battle, because each awakening soul is thrown with obstacles. Just think of your spiritual life and life as an obstacle course. It's to slow you down. It's to distract you. It's to track you, because they only got one goal, and the goal is your soul. They got one goal, but the goal is your soul. Because if I can keep you continue to look on the outside and not come on in the inside, right? We can ride. You feel me? For real. If I can keep you medicated with pills, thrills, sex, this is P-Diddy, drugs. See, he didn't understand that the dark force kept him unconscious and kept his ass medicated, so he won't get dedicated. Okay, that's just my spiritual perspective. I'm gonna get a group. I'm gonna start getting a group for these discussions, because I like to hear what everybody's perspectives. I love that. We can just have a good old debate and throw some stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't catch everything, right? So his soul is in ICU, and also his physical. See, and I'm being serious about this. He has done what they call, what's the word? Spiritual defilement. Spiritual defilement. Unclean. Okay? Treason. Treason means betrayed. He betrayed something. He betrayed his soul. He did. He made a choice. Right? And a lot of times what happens is, when we choose to stop, when Father comes in, he tells you when to stop. Your gut tells you. He tells you when it's to stop to do the dark, because everybody can't be in the light. Who gonna train the light to stay in the light? Who gonna train the dark to come into the light? You understand what I'm saying? So somebody got to do the dirty part, but at some point, you being in your dark energy or dark thoughts, you have to come out of that. And it's time. And Father will shake you and say, okay, you did your job. Now come on over here to the light. Okay? I want you to shine bright. Because our job is, as humans, what you want to call it, souls, conscious souls, cosmic, and all that good stuff. Our job is to shine the light and try to wake each other up in a very soft way. Okay? Right? But if you get yourself distracted about who, when, and what, and where, you're not going to get nowhere. All right? And it's hard to train. You have to retrain yourself so you can gain yourself. And that's real business. Okay? Because some people are bothered when people talk about them. Some people are bothered and they just can't help themselves. And what happens is, as soon as you tune in, they want you to tune in. They want to keep you watching. They want to keep you wondering. They want to keep you waiting. And they want to keep you wishing. That's what it's about. Right? And it's a challenge. I didn't pass my last challenge. I failed it. So I had to do it over again. And when it represented itself, I was able to take a look at it. I said, this smells familiar. This looks familiar, right? And I was able to handle it at that time. But about 6 months ago, I failed mine. Because I'm the type of person that, if you say something to me that's out of line or in line, and I love to talk real low to people and real soft and not yell and scream. You understand what I'm saying? I would go in. I would check you in. And meaning that I don't do all that cussing and stuff. I just be like, check this out. No, we're not going to do this, right? But 6 months ago, I failed that. I went the hell off. And it was at work, outside after work, with an employee, right? And so, and when I got home, I said, damn, I should have handled that a different way. Why did I do that? You know what I mean? So I was like, damn. So you start recognizing that. But it's, you got to practice those things. But literally, P-Diddy, shit is going to get real shitty. You understand what I'm saying? And I know that his dad was murdered because of him allegedly snitching on some type of company that he was working for. Okay? His father was murdered. And then the mom moved somewhere in New York. And when she moved to New York, she sent him to an all-Catholic boys' school. Okay? And we hear the rumors And we didn't see it in the news about the Catholics and what goes on in that. You know, I have 5 boys. I would never send my boys to no damn all boys school. I would never send my girl to no all girl school. But hey, each his own. I can't judge nobody on that. You know how they do their children, or you know their perspectives on that. You know, I just wouldn't have done it. So I would love to know at P Diddy's childhood what happened to you, because something had to happen to the man. Something had to happen. He was touched. And that story is not coming out. I don't know who can find it out, but there's something that happened in his childhood. All this power he got going on, the gluttony he got going on, the 7 deadly sins, all that is stemming from brokenness, pain, and all that's wrapped up into one. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't want to keep y'all. But this is Free to D on the late. This is our late night bite for real. So we're fighting with our flesh. This is why Father tell you to fast, because what happens when you fast, you shut the flesh down so you can get down. You understand? And this is what happens. And serious business. That's why you need to fast. That's what it's for. Because as long as your flesh is leading you to do certain things, to indulge in sex, drinking, money, power, talking about people, judging folks, the longer your flesh continue, you're being led by your flesh. So people have to understand the war is within ourselves. It really is. The war is that flesh. So this is why you got to shut his ass down and fast and get down. That's what fasting really is for. Okay, so you can hear the spirits in here and tune in on that frequency to the spiritual world, so you can hear, babe, and get your instructions. So you'll know when things is about to beep around you. You'll know when things is coming to you. You understand? So anyway, but this is, like I said, P. Diddy is a perfect, fine example on the 7 deadly sins. He hits every last one of them mothers. Oh my goodness. Now I got a girlfriend. We talked, my homegirl. We talked about P. Diddy. You can't say anything to her about P. Diddy. She get to yelling and screaming. I don't believe that shit they talking about on the news. That's bullshit. ... Right? So I asked her, I said, so what about, he beating Cassie in that hallway at a hotel? What you mean? Right? I said, that's evil. That's anger. That's something wrong. Right? She says, now let me tell you what she said. Are y'all ready for this one? She said that she got paid to take them ass whoopings. Do you hear me? She got paid to take them. So I'm bringing her up for a perfect example. Now, in my spirit and how I feel, back in the day, that would have been an argument. See? So I know there's a certain kind of spirit that's working with her. I don't think she knows it. I don't think she's very aware of it. Because for you to say that she was paid to take an ass whooping, excuse me, a physical ass whooping, not only a physical ass whooping, a mentally ass whooping at that. Right? Cassie took it. That's because she was seduced by his power. She was seduced by his money. Right? Then it reduced her, and then it induced her. Right? So there's a lesson for her in all this as well. Okay? All right? When you are energy queens, queen souls, the dark forces will send somebody in to make you reduce yourself and induce yourself. Induce means I'm gonna persuade you to do this, right? Okay? Reduce, make lesser, make her feel smaller, because the dark forces know who she is. She just didn't know who she really is. You get what I'm saying? She didn't know. She did not know that she is a part of the light and she's a queen soul. So they will always send, right? They got the male, like a lion, come in, okay? But except this is a Scorpio. They sent the Scorpio in because P. Diddy's a Scorpio, right? So they sent his ass in to do the job. And it did the job, I think, about a decade. Okay? About a decade. It did. It really did. So anyway, I just want to speak my piece, my perspective on P. Diddy. Like I said, he's a perfect example um, of the 7 deadly sins. It is so amazing because he's about to go he's about to undergo some unwelcome and unfortunate events. He's about to go some very unfortunate and unwelcome events that he hasn't seen in his lifetime. He gonna fuck around and find out. He really is. Because he trusted his butt instead of trusting his gut. Okay? He didn't know he had secret enemies. He just didn't know that. Okay? Counterfeit. Spiritual defilement. Okay? They led him right down the dark line. And so he was feeding that dark so much, he manifested all this stuff. He just manifested this stuff in his existence. That's exactly what he did. Real shit. Infidelity from the infidelity. What's the word I want to use? I want to say infidelity, not in the physical sense, but in the spiritual sense. Infidelity at its finest. Okay. But I just want to hope everybody's okay. There's whoever tuned in. I don't know. It's nobody in my on my live because I ain't been here for a while. You know what I mean? I didn't even set it up and do a precursor for anybody to hit to alert some of my subscribers that I'm on. But you guys will get a notification. So I mean, you can always view it later. But this is just my perspective on P. Diddy. I'd like to know you guys' perspective on P. Diddy. Leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking. But we looked at it from a spiritual perspective instead of the physical perspective. Okay, it's deep. Okay, it's very deep. P. Diddy is yeah, I don't know what he was going for, baby. He's a perfect example. Gain the world and lose your soul. Let the truth be told. He straight just gambled his shit. He gambled it. Like I said, we got free will. We got free will to turn our own wheels, choose that light. Homeboy chose the dark. And he really tried to start a spark. I don't know what he was doing, but it may not come out from this perspective, but there's something more that meets the eye than him having these baby oils and all that. Like I said, they was doing stuff to the point where folks allegedly had to go get IVs. What the hell? What kind of sex was you having? What the hell was you doing? Interesting. I would love to know that. Seriously. Because he was harnessing energy. Warehousing that shit. Yeah, he really was. He was draining them of all their nutrients. Electric lights and shit. I'm telling you, from a spirit, seriously, that's how I see it. I'm like, damn, what was you doing? Really? This is all spiritual. This is his spiritual warfare. This is his spiritual warfare. Okay? The world has waged war on him, and the spiritual realm has waged war. This is war. This is war. It's almost, this is like a takedown. You didn't get out of it. That father told him to come back to the light. He stayed in the dark, turned his back, avoided it. That's what you get. That's the sloth. Sloth is part of the 7 deadly sins. Spiritual avoidance. Okay? It's almost like, who was that? Then I'm going to get off, y'all. Who the hell was that? Was it Samuel? I think it was Samuel. I think it was Samuel. The father kept sending him the messages. And to tell him that he needed to reel it back in. Because he was throwing that hook. He was throwing that bait out there and wasn't paying attention to the hooks that he was hooking himself up with. So Father sends you in messengers, even when you are operating in dark. Okay? Come on, you're going down the wrong path. Now it's time for you to stop this. I don't know how many messages he sent. Was it Samuel? Not Sam. Samson? No, Samuel. I think it was Samuel. But he sent Samuel so many messages to stop. Or I'm going to do this. He didn't believe fat meat was greasy, baby. Sure didn't. And he lost it all before the fall. For real. So Father will tell you to stop. It's time. You know what I mean? And so if you don't listen to him and you keep doing what you're doing, then hey, you know, it all falls down. You know, London Bridge all falls down. That's what he remind me of, P. Diddy. He remind me of Humpty Dumpty. Seriously, he remind me of Humpty Dumpty. Y'all go look up in Google the real meaning, the real story about behind Humpty Dumpty. I'm gonna let you go do that. Go look up the real story of the of Humpty Dumpty, and it's gonna tell you what all that meant. Okay, and y'all gonna be spent like, damn, what? Yeah, it's gonna let you know what all that shit meant. So anyway, that's all I got to say, you guys. I hope everybody is watching yourselves and trying to be better people and be conscious of your spiritual aspect, your spiritual side of yourselves. It's work in progress. Most people who do practice or got a spiritual regiment, or even that goes to church or whatever, they don't walk around talking about praise God all the time. They don't talk about God or I'm blessed. They don't do stuff like that because it's an inside job. Okay, you have to go in to win. You have to go in to win. If you keep looking out, all you're gonna get is doubt. Okay, that's all you're gonna get. Because you got to remember, our senses are here, but these are our enemies as well, and we can turn them into an enemy. Taste, hell, eating too damn much, sight, buying too damn much, shit, touching, sexing too damn much, all that shit. So you got to look at all that. You see what I'm saying? Just like we're losing a lot of our queens to this surgery shit. Real quick, let's get into that. Since it came up, conversation taking a turn. Let's get into that. Raging war, that's the flesh. We got a lot of our queens that are dying from these surgeries. Just dying. Because what? They getting caught up in their flesh. They getting consumed and seduced by having a better butt, a bigger butt, cosmetic surgery. It's all like the carrot dangling in front of you. You understand what I'm saying? It's not wrong with tweaking something. You know what I'm saying? Tightening up something. It's not wrong with it. But if you cannot afford to get it done in the United States and by some proper procedures and do your research, you don't need to get it done at all. Right? And trust me, all those ladies that are rest in peace, unfortunate they're gone, the one that had a lot of cosmetic surgeries, trust me, I guarantee you, if we can dig them back up, they'll tell you that they trusted their butt instead of their gut. We always are signal when we're in danger, spiritual danger, physical danger. We always have a signal button. You just can't hear it because we're too occupied and distracted by our flesh and our senses. Okay, and it's all about a balance. It's all about balancing. It's not about getting rid of or shutting anything down. You have to balance your dark and your light, because sometimes you need the dark to take flight. Then you need the light, because that's the might, that's the muscle. You understand what I'm saying? You have to balance it. It's like the sun and the moon. It's a balance. It gets dark at night. What happens at night? A lot of dark shit can go on at night. We got the sun is going to shine the light. What was done in the dark, right? But you got the sun and you got everything. You just like, what's another example? You just have to balance. So many people try to suppress and depress themselves and press themselves, and all you need to do is balance your dark and light, because you need your dark, baby. Because sometimes having a good heart, too good of a heart, is not too smart. Having too good of a heart keeps your ass in the dark. Trust me. You got so many people that housed folks and took them in, and these folks then murdered them, and you was homeless, and I see a lot of stories like that, and you took them into the house trying to be a friend and trying to help somebody. Folks then brought their friends in the house, and the friends then took their husbands. Yeah. You gotta balance that shit. You need your dark, baby. The dark, you need your dark. Everything is needed. No pain, no gain. Okay, everything is needed. You just have to balance it. So I think that's why we always have a lot of problems. We're trying to change some shit and arrange some shit. All you gotta do is balance some shit. That's all you gotta do. I've realized that. You just gotta balance it. It's all about the challenge is the balance. The balance is the challenge, right? Okay, this is Free D. This is Late Night Bite. I gotta take flight. I gotta go. We gotta roll. And I gotta go tiptoe. Like Pink Panther, right? I'll see you guys at another time. This just popped up tonight. I had to come on here and just say my piece. Because baby, it's about to be, and this is going to be a domino effect. I'm sorry, we're going back to the P. Diddy. This is a domino effect. One domino hits the other domino to the next domino, baby. Okay? London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady. Y'all have a good one. Gotta go.